As fans of the Metro universe, every time we finish a game or book from the saga, our minds fill with questions. We imagine impossible mutants, powerful factions, and epic events we'd love to see in future releases. Beyond the main trilogy, whether written by Glukhovsky or adapted into video games, there's a wealth of novels that expand the Metroverse lore and offer us unexpected answers. Have you ever wondered what happened in other parts of Russia, or even beyond its borders? How did other groups of survivors adapt? What kinds of twisted life forms emerged from the radiation? That's exactly what this channel is about. And today we're starting off strong. In the next few minutes, you'll meet a mutant that defies everything we thought we knew. A creature that could rival even the Dark Ones. Although honestly, the Dark Ones should only be worried if Artyom gets up on the wrong side of the bed. It goes by several names. In some Piter metro stations, it's considered a legend to scare children, the Blokadnik. But the more experienced stalkers know it by another name. They simply call it the Grey. And almost no one who has crossed paths with it has lived to tell the tale. The Grey appears in the novel Piter by author Shimon Rochek. As the title suggests, the story takes place in and around St. Petersburg. After the nuclear attacks of World War III, survivors took refuge in the metro of this city, just like they did in Moscow. Over time, as is common in this universe, social divisions began to emerge due to the lack of space and resources. This led to the creation of numerous factions, each with its own laws, beliefs, and methods. And of course, horrifying deformed creatures also began to appear. The main character of Piter is Ivan Merkelov, an experienced stalker. At first, the story revolves around a war between two major factions, the Primorsky Alliance and the Muscovite stations, named so because of the origin of their inhabitants. The trigger for this conflict? The alleged theft of a diesel generator by the Muscovites from Ivan's station, Vasily Ostrovskaya, a member of the Primorsky Alliance. To us, going to war over a generator may seem extreme. But in the metro, no electricity means no light, and no light means no life. I won't go into too much detail about this war, unless you ask for it in the comments, of course, but I'll say this. What starts as a local conflict quickly reveals much bigger plans. Plans that threaten the stability of the metro and the future of humanity. Disillusioned with political conspiracies, Ivan embarks on a personal mission. Everything changes when he meets a mysterious figure, Enigma. This character tells him about a possible nuclear power plant located about 80 kilometers from the city, the Leningrad nuclear plant. And with it, the hope of powering his station with nearly unlimited energy. Ivan accepts the mission and sets off with a peculiar group. And this is where the Grey comes in. For reasons initially unknown, the Grey begins to stalk Ivan shortly after the war between stations. From the shadows of the metro, it watches him, silent, unrelenting. When the group emerges to the surface to begin the expedition, the Grey follows, undetected. At one point in the journey, while navigating along the coast in a small old submarine, Ivan climbs out of the hatch to scout the area. And that's when he sees it for the first time. A grayish figure clinging to the hull of the submarine, a silhouette barely visible against the dark sky. At first, Ivan thinks he's hallucinating, but he soon realizes it's real. That shadow starts to grow, to move closer, and most terrifyingly, it begins to rise from a crouched, almost lying position. It stands slowly, in a humanoid posture. Ivan fires a few warning shots, but the figure doesn't even flinch. What he describes next is deeply unsettling, a creature that looks like it was drawn by a child, completely out of proportion, with a small, almost infantile head. And it's massive, easily 4 meters tall. To put that in perspective, a standing male polar bear is about 3 meters tall. The Grey surpasses that. But as we know in the Metro universe, size isn't everything. There are plenty of other giant, terrifying mutants, like the blind ones, the demons, or the Euro bear in Metro Exodus. Not to mention the enormous marine creatures. We'll cover those in another video. Now face to face, Ivan sees the Grey's features clearly. Its head small, round, glowing faintly in the dark. 2 eyes, 2 holes. It was watching Ivan. Ivan's neck hair stood on end. The creature didn't speak, didn't move. It just swayed with the motion of the submarine. That's when we realize this is no ordinary mutant. It's not impulsive. It doesn't strike without thought. It calculates, it analyzes. And the scariest part, it chose to be seen, not the other way around. Perhaps because it sensed its prey was cornered and had no way out. The group somehow survives the encounter, although the submarine takes heavy damage and runs aground. They reach shore by swimming. Even then, Ivan keeps the sighting to himself, out of fear, shame, not wanting to seem insane. As they continue their journey toward the nuclear plant, they start to feel they're being followed, hunted. The fog and vegetation offer perfect cover for their stalker. Then the Grey shows another ability. The group begins experiencing intense pressure in the back of their heads. Hallucinations, confusion, paranoia. The sensation is described as a finger pressing against Ivan's skull, pushing him forward with furious strength. At first, they think it's illness from the voyage, but eventually they all sense something unnatural. The Grey is influencing them psychologically. When they finally reach the plant, they're rescued by new characters and stay for a few days, regrouping and planning. But the Grey doesn't attack. The Grey sees infrared. It detects heat patterns, and the enormous energy emissions from the reactor interfere with its perception. So not only does the Grey see heat, it can also interpret frequencies and signals. It sees and hears from great distances, even through walls. At this point, we can safely say, the Blokadnik is one of the most powerful mutants in the entire Metro universe. But we haven't even reached its most dangerous ability. While returning to the Metro, the group is attacked by several types of mutants, wild dogs, rhino-like beasts, and watchmen. But instead of fighting among themselves, these creatures work together. The fast ones flank, the heavy ones block escape routes. They are being coordinated. The Grey is controlling them telepathically. This power, known as the Great Call, allows it to command dozens, maybe even hundreds of lesser mutants in unison. Like a general code, strategic, it's not something it can maintain forever. It's incredibly draining. But during that time, it becomes the undisputed king of the mutants. Now, is it invincible? Like many powerful beings, its biggest weakness is its own overconfidence. At the end of the novel, the Grey appears at Ivan's station, wounded. It had fought another powerful mutant, we'll talk about that in another video, and was already weakened. And even when the survivors open fire, it doesn't run. It walks slowly toward Ivan, calm, steady, as if it knew its end had come. Does it feel pain? Is it afraid to die? That's when we learn its origin. The Grey isn't just another wild mutant. It's a biological weapon. Among the many factions in the Metro universe, 2 stand out. One is the Primorsky Alliance, which we've already mentioned. The other is the Empire of Vegan, a military scientific force with a xenophobic ideology. They've formed a symbiotic relationship with a mutated plant species. This grants them higher resistance to radiation and allows them to explore the surface more effectively. Through this, they began researching mutant life, and eventually created a modified version of the wild Grey. A controllable version, one that could follow simple commands, such as eliminate Ivan Merkelov and his family. In short, a living weapon, like the xenomorphs in Alien. While reading the book, I couldn't stop thinking about Predator. The stealth tactics, the heat vision, The strategy? Personally, the Grey is easily in my top 5 favorite creatures from the Metro universe. It serves as a darker, weaponized counterpart to Moscow's Dark Ones, a threat, not an ally. But what if it could be controlled? Imagine a human expedition protected by a domesticated blokadnik, especially when a faction as bloodthirsty and expansionist as the vegan empire is behind it. They're fascinating, and of course, we'll explore them in a future video. If you've learned something new today, or just enjoyed expanding your view of the Metro world, share this video on forums and socials, and subscribe to join us in the next expedition. Stay sharp, Stalker. Until next time.